Good morning. It's Good Friday today, around 9:38 a.m. It's 12 degrees right now. I'm going for my second ride of the year. I haven't been as active as I would like over the winter. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. Just trying out my new camera now. This is the 360 Ace Pro 2 that I've got mounted. It's a 3D printed quarter 20 mount. I was using the X4 previously for these videos, so not sure how this camera is going to do with the shake and general stability and video quality. But I am recording at 8K, which is something my X4 could not do. That maxed out at 4K. I'm also not sure how any of this sound is going to turn out. The mics on the X4 were mounted kind of sideways, so would have been able to hear me a little bit better. This mic is pointing frontwards and I'm behind the camera, so I'm not sure how well it's going to deal with the wind noise and my voice coming from behind. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. It rained quite a lot over the last couple days, so these paths have quite a few puddles in them. Let's see if I can hop this. Yeah, just barely. Seems like this mount doesn't want to stay straight up. I have to tighten that down, or otherwise. Cool. Lots of puddles to go through here. I need to tighten up my mount a little bit, I guess. I'll do that after this ride. I didn't bring any tools with me. This was just a quick ride. So I'm targeting to do about maybe an hour. A little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on how I'm feeling. And if the weather gets a little bit warmer, this part is always slippery. Through here, it's full of dead leaves that decompose, and the banks overflow here, so it gets really treacherous through this underpass here. Oh my god, my tires are muddy as hell. Now where's a path, where's a puddle that I can ride through and clear off these tires. So I'm riding right now along Etobicoke Creek. I'm just north of Bloor right now. So the creek's a little bit high because of the rain for the last few days. It's high and really muddy and kind of turgid. Not beautiful looking water today. So I'll be biking from Bloor along Etobicoke Creek. This is, can't remember the name of this path right now. So this is going to take me out to Centennial Park. I'm not sure if, there's some water to rinse my tires a little bit. So I'm not sure if Centennial Park is still a terrible construction zone, and I don't feel like dealing with all that mud today. So I'm probably going to bypass that entirely. Oh, this is a big puddle. Pedestrians, as always, not watching where they're going. So Centennial Park may be a mess right now, and I don't want to deal with that, so I'm going to just make my way around by Centennial Parkway and then make my way to Eglinton going eastbound from here. It's pretty fun. It's downhill for about a kilometer on a shared multi-use path. So that's where I can recover some of my energy. It's always fun to take that downhill. From Eglinton, I'm going to get to Echo Valley, which is another beautiful little parkette that goes alongside of a ravine. Still early in the spring, so there's no mosquitoes really anywhere yet. The bugs and mosquitoes and gnats and midges, they haven't really woken up from their sleep yet, so I have to take advantage of these ravines before they wake up. And we've got bike lane. And Centennial still looks like it's under construction. Who knows when that's going to end? Somebody knows. That somebody is not me. I really need to tighten down this camera mount. So this is a big improvement from previous years. We used to have to bike on the road around here, and this road, especially on the shoulder, is not well maintained. It's full of potholes. It's a generally miserable road to bike on, which doesn't make sense because it's really wide. And outside of a park, and there's never much traffic on it. So I've never understood why it has to be 2 lanes in each direction. There's not enough traffic to support that. So I always figured they should have cut it down to 1 lane in each direction and then put a protected bike path there. I always thought that would have made sense. Thank you. And then, last year, they took out some of this green space along the road, laid down some gravel, and now this year they finally paved it to turn it into a shared trail or a shared multi-use path, which is better than sharing the road with the cars, but now we're sharing the path with pedestrians, which still seems like the less good option, but that's what we get. So all along here, where's my finger? All these trees that we're going by, in another month, maybe less, these are all going to be in peak bloom. These are all sakura cherry blossoms. There's much more cherry blossom trees here than there are at High Park. But at High Park, they're all kind of clustered together, so it makes for a more Instagrammable experience. Over here, they're all just kind of spread out by the road, so there's no real big cluster or beautiful spot for photography. Oh, it's this. More construction. Oh. And in here, they've decided to stop the paved path. Okay. Awesome. So we get back into the road now. as well lasted. We're back to sharing the road. But it looks like I've got pavement again. We're coming up on Eglinton now. So we're at about 16 minutes into the ride now. Not feeling too bad. Headwinds aren't too bad. I'm not really getting a tailwind, but they're pretty light. I think less than 20 kilometers, so not really a help, nor is it a hindrance. Eglinton multi-use path continues on the other side. Here's the My Way station. Still not entirely sure about the functionality of these things. It's like a dedicated underground, but not really underground, dedicated below grade bus lane for Mississauga Transit. I guess this is a more economical solution to having light rail. I've never seen much in the way of buses actually using it. So I'm not sure how busy or popular or common it is as a mode of transport for anybody living around here. Can I make it? I've got this car. Are you gonna let me go? Oh, you let me go. Thank you very much, car. There's a bus. Looks completely empty. Rainforest. One thing though, these stations are pretty cute. I really like them. I'm tempted to one day just come and use this station or this line just for the sake of using it. I wonder if these go to the airport. It makes sense. The airport's pretty much right along this route. It's only maybe a 5 or 6 minute drive from here if you take the highway. Okay, then from here, I gotta cross back. Whoa! I need to get across quick. Oh my god. I can cross back along this side on Eglinton. Just I don't have to get stuck at traffic lights. It's nice. So here we are, almost coming up at the fun downhill bit. So nearly 8 kilometers in now. And now that I've got blood flowing and my heart pumping, a little bit more sun peeking out from behind the clouds, I'm actually getting much warmer than I was at the start of the ride. I thought I might have to cut the ride short, take a shortcut back, because I would be feeling too cold, but I'm pretty close to sweating underneath my pullover. My ears though, my ears are a little bit chilly. I did bring some emergency ear muffs with me, just in case, but I don't think it's cold enough to justify pulling over to put them on. So far it's just a mild inconvenience. So we're hitting around 30 kilometers an hour now on this downhill bit. Which is not bad considering how out of shape I am. Coming up though, in 2 weeks, I am planning my first semi-long ride of the year. For that, I do my birthday, my age, in kilometers. This year, that means it's going to be 46 kilometers I got to do. Okay, so here we are coming up on East Mall. Still getting all the lights. Somebody's smoking weed around here. So this birthday challenge, I don't know if it's something that anybody else does. It must be, it's so obvious. I've been doing it for 10 years, maybe a little bit more than 10 years now. And it does, by design, get more difficult every year. Especially since my birthday comes up so early in the riding season. I don't usually get many rides in because I am a bit of a fair weather cyclist. I am not hardcore at all with the weather. And today looks like this is going to be the warmest it gets for the next 2 weeks. And on my birthday, the current long-range forecast shows cold and raining for that day and the days around it. So I don't know how I'm going to get any I don't know how I'm going to get any training in. We'll see. So here I am coming up into Echo Valley. And this is where I'm getting quite a bit of headwind now. And with that headwind, I really don't know how well any of this audio is going to come across. I think that I'm probably going to have to invest in a proper microphone for these cameras. This looks slick. What has happened here? Oh. Oh man, my back is going to be disgusting with all the mud that I'm going through. Mud and puddles. So I think over here, Echo Creek, I think it burst its banks a few days ago, maybe 3-4 days ago, something like that. And it caused a bit of flooding on the sides. So I'm sure that was probably the cause of that little problem. This is the same creek that last year I think, or the year before, there was a factory fire that processed oil. Something exploded and it leaked a bunch of toxic oil and chemicals into this creek. For a few weeks or a month afterwards, there were hazmat crews on site all up and down along this creek through this park. trying to get everything cleaned up, trying to save whatever wildlife they could. And now you can barely tell, not barely, you can't tell at all, absolutely zero, that there was an accident of such magnitude so recently. Thank you. Take the long way around. Oh. I don't think I'm going to do any off-roading today. My tires are not in good enough shape for the muddy conditions of that dirt trail over there today. Maybe when it dries up, I'll show you that way. It goes right up alongside the creek. It's much more beautiful when the trees actually have leaves on them. See the river flowing pretty quick through here. There's an off-leash dog, always common sight around here. And horse poo. What's this? coming into the neighborhood. I don't know why this little hill at the end always gives me more grief than it should. It's not a particularly challenging hill. Here we are up to Burnhamthorpe. Not much traffic on a Good Friday. So I haven't really had to wait too much in the way of traffic lights. I got pretty much all of them today. So made for a pretty quick ride. I'm about 14 kilometers into the ride now. And it's just through some little neighborhoods around here. So not much left in the way of any interesting sights. And I'm getting kind of winded. I'm not entirely sure if that's because I'm so out of shape or if it's because I'm so out of shape and I'm also trying to narrate through the entire bike ride, which I'm sure is broadly uninteresting to anybody that happens to be watching this. But if you did watch it and you watched it all the way to the end, thank you. I appreciate the view. And if you can please like and subscribe. I want to try to document more of these maybe not so interesting bike rides around Toronto, so that maybe other people who want to get into biking around the city can see some of the options that aren't the major biking hotspots, and how it is to bike around the more suburban or smaller, less popular parts of Toronto. Okay, see you next time.